guarded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun, and from the west, that there is none else beside me.
So the scriptures say, I am the Lord thy God, there is none else. I girded thee through, thou hast not known me. A girdle is what we would call today as a belt. A belt is being used to hold up something. So the Most High say, he is the man that holding up the affairs of man. Whether you know him in the proper manner or not, he's still holding up, he's doing that. He's controlling that. Right?
Says that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness.
The Most High say, I form the light and I create darkness.
I make peace and create evil.
The Most High make peace and create evil. It ain't no spirit running around doing his own thing. This is the deception of the white man. So when those nuclear missiles and them start to be used on the face of the earth, it's gonna hit people and they don't know what's going on up. Because they then apply themselves to understand the effect of this. You ask anybody, hey, you know what is a nuclear missile? You know what is the capability of it? You ever try and research what happening in Chernobyl? You ever try and research and see what happened in Nagasaki and Hiroshima in World War III? They're not going to know these questions. But anybody know the new song with Drake and Kanye West? You know? And Jay-Z and all these fellas. These are the things they're concerned with. But the Most High say, what piece of pure there?
Sirach 42 verse 24.
Bring it up now.
So Sirach 42 verse 24. He said, all things are double one against another, and he had made nothing imperfect.
The Most High make nothing imperfect. Not even a spirit. Not even the man who always is called Satan. Because is it a one or the two? If Satan doing his own thing, that means God is not all powerful. So let us call the Most High. All they call the Most High, then all they say Satan doing his own thing. Is it that way? Where he is? He's the Most High. If he all powerful, which means he has to be controlling everything. That only makes sense. So that when things like this start happening to all you.
Jeremiah chapter 11 verse 11 says, therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them.
So the scriptures say that the Most High will bring evil upon people on earth, that they will not be able to escape. That is the Heavenly Father saying that He's going to bring evil upon earth, and nobody not going to be able to escape it, except for the men that had the mark. Ezekiel chapter 9, or Ezekiel chapter 9. Ezekiel chapter 9. Because unless you had the mark of the living power to be exempted from this great judgment, this nuclear war. Just imagine, when somebody go to take chemotherapy, there is a small amount of radiation, and all the hairs fall off on their head. All the hairs fall off, they start to get small, they start to vomit, they start to excrete on themselves. Yes, what will happen with a great amount of radiation? People doesn't consider these things because they don't have the spirit. We invest. We outside here singing a song so that the elect could hear. Because we tired of these people and them outside here. They have not a concern about today, tomorrow, nor the next day. All they're concerned about is to wake up to try and make some more money. To go about forwarding the wicked desires in the heart. The evil, unrighteous spirit that they have manifesting in them. That is all they want tomorrow to come for. But we want tomorrow to come so that the kingdom of heaven might be established. So that we can see the destruction of this wicked place we live in.
Luke 9 verse, Ezekiel 9 verse 4. See, and the Lord said unto him,
The Lord said unto our angel,
go through the midst of the city.
Go through the midst of the city.
through the midst of Jerusalem,
to the midst of Jerusalem, which is a people before it is a place, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who come out from that group, who is a descendant of those three groups there, these are the people he's speaking to. On the father side. Correct.
and set a mark upon their forehead of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Set a mark upon the foreheads. Seal them. The Hebrew word for that is tawa, which means to be exempted from judgment. Because people walking around and they're living in a place that many wickedness is being done on this face of this earth. And they have nothing to say. Everybody putting the tail between the leg and going in the house. Evil is being multiplied on the face of the earth. So much so that as your baby come out of your womb, they're going to stick poison, which is a vaccination, inside of the baby. People don't have a clue what is going on. So only the people and them who sigh and cry against these type of wickedness on the face of the earth going to be exempted.
There's Luke 17 verse 7. See, and it shall, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, he shall find faith on the earth.
God, most are going to avenge the men and them who had a problem with this. Because the scripture say, I think it's Acts or Luke.
Sure. He says, shall he find faith on you?
Yes.
He shall find faith on you.
Yes, shall we find faith on you?
God, because it's only it's going to be so small. The faithful men who actually, the most I put the spirit on to wake up and come out of this. This is the life, but to the rest, it is like nothing. The careless as to what's going on. But what the scripture say, those that would not, that I bring them before me and slay them. And many people outside here actually don't want the kingdom of heaven to be established. And this is going to be laid upon all your own head, walking about with your pride, with stretched forth neck, opening up all your quiver at every arrow. All you're going to receive a judgment for these things. Most sign of sleeping. Most I say what? Be not ignorant of this one thing. 1,000 years in we time frame is but one day in his time frame. People doesn't consider these things too. The most I not in we time frame. The Most High dwells in an everlasting time frame. So when all you feel all you living on earth 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, all you just living some seconds. And all you foolish ass, done tired, all you give up. All you is men, and all you have no fight in all you. Big men who have family and children. All you whip. All you have no essence in all your life. All you walking around contributing to folly and increasing just carbon dioxide. What does come out of the carbon monoxide? What does come out of the greenhouse? Yeah, that's all increasing on earth. Carbon dioxide. But the Most I say what? He will bring evil that you will not be able to escape. You have a piece of there? Looking forward.
Psalm 126 verse 5. He said, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. That's why we'll be out here, we'll be crying out for the abomination, the wickedness we see. Right? Crying out until our boss from your side to come and destroy this place. This place finished, this place corrupt, in iniquity, in wickedness. And that's why he is set for example. We are going to burn America, going to burn with these ICBMs.
That's right. What happened? This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39. I'll start from verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. And this is the spirit that's been doing all these horrific things. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, right, and appeases the wrath of him that made them. So all these spirits of these killers, all these men who took whole countries into slavery, the rapists, right? All these spirits and them, the Most I say, they was created for vengeance. The spirit that going to be upon the army, when the martial law come in, the spirit that going to be upon your neighbor in the time of famine, right? The spirit that going to be upon your neighbor in the time of famine, when he break in your house and slaughter you and take a little bit of rations that you had, them spirits, the Most I create them for the day of destruction. Because it's a more to life than walking around and living. This is the Most I show. The Most I speak these prophecies and his prophecies being fulfilled. People have no essence in them. That's why the Most I say, we are but a smoke in his nostril. The Most I tell us, hey, Matthew chapter 5, Matthew chapter 3, verse 9 or 10. That's why the Most I does make these kind of sayings. The Most I tell us, see this kind of unrighteous dealings on the face of the earth. Fruit is ripe. That's why the Most I gonna lay the axe to the root of the tree. Because when that tree don't bring forth all that it could bring, you have to cut it down. Over there. Over there. Matthew chapter 3. I think it was 9 or 10. Therefore the axe is laid to the root of the tree.
Matthew 3 verse 10. He said, now also the axe is laid unto the root of the tree. Therefore, every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
Now, a man's sperm is considered as his seed. A man is considered as a branch, and the root is considered as the ancestors. So the scripture says, the axe is laid to the root of the tree. And if you ain't bringing forth good fruit, right, you're going to be hewn down and cast into the fire. And that fire is in nuclear missiles. Famine, right? The woman who want to walk around half naked. We'll have a judgment for that too. But you need to stop that. Most I tell us seeing the daughters of Zion walking around naked, cheating themselves in that manner. But don't worry, the Most I have a plan. The Most I going to enter this misery. The very spirit inside of them in misery. And the Most I going to pour you out all your misery just now. Bring a piece of there.
In 2 Ezra 16 verse 22, he said, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Done. After that, you go on Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 17 and 18. Because the famine going to destroy the face of this earth. All your belly, after all you can stay hungry for a day. Not even a day, a half day, all you miss one meal and all you dying. In the time of famine, all you going to be turned into beasts. That's all it is. Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and 18. Chapter 1 verse 17 and 18. You know? One of the wisest men on the face of the earth made this statement.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 17. He said, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly, I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit.
So, Kings,